Hey everyone, this is Andrew, and I wanted to do a review of Uzaki-chan episode 12, which is the last episode that they have out. It's been a little bit of a bumpy road, but for my first review at least, I think it's going pretty well though. So let's just dive in from where we left off with Uzaki-chan in the rain, saying that she can't hang out with Sakurai. That turns out to just be a ruse to get Sakurai to help her finish her summer homework that she never did. It's really fun. It's a fun opening because it basically states how the whole series is going. It's going with just how Uzaki-chan makes fun of Sakurai, getting him to do things that she wants to an extent. After the opening, you get Sakurai, Uzaki, Ami, and the boss of the cafe shop. And they're basically working. The boss hurts his back. Sakurai takes him to the hospital. You have Ami and Uzaki. This is basically where the flashback scenes happen, where she basically just talks how she first met him, how she first thought of him, and then kind of saw how he was, because he wasn't as scary as he seemed. Because when you first meet Sakurai, you see those piercing eyes, and you see him like as maybe like a delinquent kind of type. So she finally saw that he was a nice guy. And as she's talking, Ami says, "Oh, you talk differently when Sakurai's not here." And she finally notices that she talks really, really formal when he's not there. When he is there, she talks really casually. She drops certain words, like she drops certain G's off words like "hanging" and things like that. She gets really embarrassed. She just storms out of the store, and it's a decently fast scene. Again, like these stories just like start and through the entire episode, but it really makes a fun entirety of an episode. So after that whole scene, you have a fun episode where you see Uzaki-chan in the cafe trying to figure out ways to get Sakurai drunk. So she gets certain, advice, I guess, of how to get Sakurai drunk from Sakaki, which turns out to be really, really effective. Like, he gets drunk to a point where he can't really do much, and he's really truthful during the entire thing. But maybe he's too truthful, because Uzaki-chan at some point cooks for him, and he's already like blasted drunk, and she goes, "How do you feel about me?" And he goes, "I love." And before he can finish his sentence, because he's so drunk, he has a really long pause. Uzaki's really shocked, and she starts just drinking. She starts just chugging down liquor like nobody's business. And Uzaki-chan doesn't hear what Sakurai says after that. He goes, "I love your cooking." So she's at this point, after I would say probably like a minute or two of drinking that you see her doing it, she's completely drunk. Sakaki comes in and sees how drunk they are, and he goes, "All right, guys, I'm putting you to bed." Like, he puts Sakurai in the bed, he puts Uzaki-chan in bed, and they don't notice that they're in bed together until the next morning when they wake up and they're like literally face to face with each other. And surprisingly, they don't have a hangover, which is kind of crazy. So they're in bed together, and they don't really know what happened at that point in time. Like, they don't remember what happened the night before, and they go, "We didn't have sex. We know we didn't have sex, but we don't know what actually happened." And it comes after a little discussion at the cafe where she finally realizes that classes are starting up again, like the real sad realization of classes starting again. It's a fun reaction, because it's every reaction a kid has when starting elementary through high school and sometimes college, where you just go, "Oh man, classes are starting again. Oh my god." Like that feeling. After that whole entire discussion, that's the end of the scene. It goes on to the next story, where it shows Uzaki-chan's having getting up, getting dressed, taking a shower, brushing her teeth, getting ready for her classes. And it shows a new character when she's having lunch. And the new character is her younger brother named Kuri Uzaki, which you don't really see a lot. Like this is you only see him for a good like maybe minutes or less than a minute, where he just makes fun of Uzaki-chan for like just a couple of seconds, and that's it. Like it's not like a huge thing where it's another arc. She eats breakfast. She goes straight to college. She sees Sakurai, and they're kind of just. She kind of complains like, "Oh, we didn't hang out as much as I wanted to this summer," and it comes into that weird lovey scene where Sakurai goes, "That's stupid." She goes, "You need to be more considerate of female emotion," because she thought maybe we didn't hang out. Like she thought, man, Sakurai's probably like, I'm sick of this. I don't want to hang out as much. So after that whole thing, Sakurai goes, that's stupid because we'll always hang out no matter what. Like whether it's summer or not, we'll always be together. And it shoots this whole entire freeze frame of like, what did he just say? What did he just say? And he finally understands what he said, and he gets really embarrassed. And you see Uzaki-chan with a huge blushing face, and at the end of it, she goes, what do you think I was thinking? And she starts to make fun of him about it. And it's a really fun scene to watch, and that's the point where it ends, where it's like she asks one more thing, like, what do you want to do? Basically, let's hang out, and that's the end of the episode. And I think it's a perfectly fitting ending to the episodes itself. It's not overly dramatic. It's not supposed to be overly dramatic. It's supposed to be fun and easy to watch, and just supposed to have relatable elements in it to the point where you could keep watching and be like, oh, this isn't just a lovey-dovey thing. This is something I can at least relate to on a non-romantic basis, because it's that's why I would recommend this show. Like, I recommend this to anyone, but I really recommend it to people that are starting college or have started college or, has this certain type of school schedule, because it really relates to how you would have spent maybe like the first year of college or something, at some point. Because at that point, you've already been hungover. You've had that dreading realization of school. You've had these homework assignments that you forgot about. These things that have these relatable elements to them that really make it work. They really make it work, and it's something I definitely recommend. They did a good job. There's some characters that are one-dimensional. Don't get me wrong. You're always going to have those characters in any anime that feel really one-dimensional. They don't feel like they should be there. But Uzaki-chan, I definitely recommend. It's something that you should watch, and something that maybe you should read, because obviously for the anime they do cut some things. I think it's definitely worth a watch, because it's definitely worth a watch and read, because there's different things in it. There's different tidbits that happen. So I definitely recommend watching and reading it, and that's it. I would definitely recommend this show. And I hope your day is as awesome as you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.